Following the release of Squid Game Season 2 and the huge cliffhanger it left us with, there's one question on everyone's mind: when will Season 3 be released? Along with that, the plot for the upcoming season is also something that has us all wondering what could be next. So, let's dive into everything we know about Season 3 and explore some predictions and theories for what's coming next. Just a heads up, this video will contain spoilers. Squid Game Season 3 release date. In terms of the release date for Squid Game Season 3, the good news is that there will definitely be a new season. Netflix typically evaluates a show's performance before greenlighting the next season, but thanks to the immense success of Season 1 and 2, Season 3 was confirmed almost immediately. That is the uplifting news, yet at the same here's the awful: Season 3 will be the last time of the show. The maker of Squid Game imparted a message to fans when Season 2 was affirmed, expressing that Season 3 would check the last section in the series. This comes straightforwardly from the maker, so it's not only talk. With respect to the genuine delivery date, the news is far better. We will not need to sit tight an additional 3 years for the following season. Season 3 has previously been recorded and creation is finished, so it's basically all set. The show's maker has likewise affirmed that they're going for the gold delivery. There's even talk that an authority delivery date will be declared soon, so we won't be left in tension for a really long time. Considering this, my expectation is all that Season 3 will probably drop among October and December 2025. Squid Game feels like the sort of show you need to watch when it's dull outside, making it ideal for the late pre-winter or late fall months. Also, Season 1 turned out in October, and Season 2 dropped in December, so believing that this pattern will continue is sensible. Squid Game Season 3 story. Season 2 ended with a massive cliffhanger when In-Ho returned as the frontman and killed Jang in front of Gi-Hun. I believe Season 3 will pick up directly after this moment. Gi-Hun will likely be grappling with the guilt of Jang's death, especially considering it was his idea to launch an attack on the soldiers. They had shared a heartfelt conversation about their plans for when they got out of the game, but now, with Jang gone, Gi-Hun will be feeling the weight of the responsibility. Many of the ex-players were killed off during the battle and the ambush, which will likely lead to the O's getting the majority vote to continue the games. It seems like they'll push forward with the next rounds, with 6 games in total leading up to the final Squid Game. We've only seen 3 of those games so far, so we can expect to see at least 2 more before the ultimate showdown. Of course, this all hinges on whether Gi-Hun can stop the games from continuing. However, with his current losing streak, he's facing an uphill battle. One potential game changer could be Soldier Number 11, who shows a bit of humanity compared to the other soldiers. She didn't seem to want to subject players to torture, and it appeared that she didn't kill player 246 during Season 2. The finale could see a major shift due to the connection she had with him at the start of the show. She knew he had a sick daughter named Na-Eul, so she could relate to him, as she yearned to be with her own daughter but couldn't. I feel like she might end up switching sides because of the empathy she has within her. This could become one of the biggest threats that the frontman and the other superiors in the game might not see coming. I also think Jung-Ho will make his way to the island, posing another threat to the frontman. He'll be fighting a battle on 2 fronts, one on the inside with Gi-Hun, the exes, and No-Eul, and another one with Jung-Ho and his group of mercenaries. I believe Jung-Ho will quickly realize that the captain was a traitor. We'll find out that the captain was tasked with monitoring In-Ho by the frontman. After all, they are brothers. I kind of hope we don't see the final game, Squid Game, happen because the stakes were so incredibly high in Season 1. In that season, the final game was between Gi-Hun and Sang-woo, 2 former friends who had known each other for years. Their complicated relationship, filled with trust, betrayal, and emotional investment, made the stakes feel almost unbearable. The intense tension between them and the decisions they were forced to make throughout the game added an emotional depth that made the final round feel incredibly powerful and meaningful. However, in Season 2, it feels as though the stakes might not reach the same level of emotional intensity. The relationships we see this time around, while important, don't carry the same weight. There's less of a personal connection between the final players, and we're left with the feeling that there's not as much at risk. It almost feels like it wouldn't have the same emotional punch or impact as in the first season. Furthermore, if Gi-Hun is to be successful in stopping the games, he would have to act quickly. At that point, almost all of the contestants would be dead, with only 2 remaining by the time the final round arrives. This would significantly reduce the tension and drama that typically builds in the later stages of the game. The final round traditionally requires 2 contestants to face off, but with so many players eliminated before then, the emotional stakes are inevitably diminished. Another critical factor to consider is the death of the recruiter at the start of Season 2. The recruiter played a crucial role in bringing the contestants into the game, which means that with their death, the games are already on shaky ground. This pivotal moment suggests that the games were always going to be at risk of being exposed or destroyed, as the key figure who could control the flow of new players is no longer involved. This shift in the structure of the game hints that the end of Squid Game might be closer than we expect, and ultimately, the entire system might collapse even before the final game occurs. I think the games will ultimately be destroyed, and Gi-Hun might even die in the process to make it happen, showing how much he's transformed since Season 1. Back then, he joined the games just for the money, but now, money no longer brings him happiness. He might find peace in his final moments, knowing that no more innocent people will suffer and be exploited. It would be interesting if the show went down a darker path, where we spend 3 seasons watching Gi-Hun strive for victory but ultimately fail, with the games continuing. That would be truly dark. Squid Game Season 3 cast. As far as the cast, I don't figure there will be many new characters presented in Season 3. The contrast between Seasons 1 and 2 was that there were numerous new players entering the games, and practically all of the time one characters wound up biting the dust. This won't be the situation for Season 3, which will probably be a continuation of the ebb and flow games we found in Season 2. Every one of the players will be characters we definitely know. The only new characters that could potentially be introduced are No-Eul's daughter, if she made it to the south. Given that the officer promised to help find her if she was a committed soldier, we might see her location shared to keep her on track and prevent her from interfering with the organ harvesting operation. Other than that, I can't see many new characters, as the story is picking up from where we left off. This means Gi-Hun, In-Ho, the frontman, Jung-Ho, Myung-Gi, player 246, player 44, the captain, the officer, Dae-Hoe, player 388, Nam-Gyu, player 120, Yong-Sik, and his mother Geum-Ja, player 149, will likely return in Season 3. As for those who were killed off in Season 2, we probably won't see the recruiter, Jang, Semi, Nam-Myung-Gi, or Thanos return. That's all we know about Squid Game Season 3 for now. These are the biggest theories that seem to fit with the upcoming story, and more information will likely be revealed as we get closer to the release date. The creator mentioned that we'll hopefully hear a solid release date soon. So, there you have it, Squid Game Season 3 theories explained and everything we know. If you want a breakdown of Squid Game Season 2, including the games and characters, click on the card in the top corner, or head over to my channel where you can find them all. What do you think will happen in the next season? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. As always, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.